All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me now, singer-songwriters Blusty and Phreestyle. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
I thank you
Good.
both for coming back on the podcast today. So we good.
Oh man, thanks for having us, dude. I love it here, man. I love it here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So let's just get to the collaboration. Change. It just dropped, was a couple weeks ago. Who wants to kick us off? Who wants to talk about how it started?
You know what? I have a good story. I have a good story to kick it off. So, the Blusty was the brainchild for the song, right? Because he sent me the beat and he sent me like the initial idea, and I read through the stuff. I listened to it. I loved the beat immediately. I read through the stuff that he had, and I was like, man, like these are some serious topics that he's pointing out here that we're going to be digging into. And I kind of took it as a challenge because this is like one of the deeper, like more like politically charged songs that I've ever done.
Mm.
And I but I loved the music immediately. And just in like my first, and I came up with like the chorus like the first time I listened to the beat. I was like, oh, I think I got a hook for you. And
Yeah,
he's always like, dude, you're a machine. I just sent that to you.
I like it's slow. It's like slow, but you guys vibe well. You know what I mean? Like, and I want to get into that. So, Blusty, did you have a vision for the song like a long time ago? Was it something you thought of recently?
Yeah, I mean, I used to write like a lot of pop songs, and for me, it was like I'm from Syracuse. Syracuse has a really big
Yeah,
hip hop scene.
yeah.
Also, just been a lot that's happened in the local community, especially whether it be Syracuse community or just like the greater
Right,
U.S.
right.
Uh,
LGBTQIA plus.
yeah, absolutely, and just
Gotcha. Political.
we wanted to talk about and like really, really touch on, and some of those topics were deeply personal to Syracuse, like talking about an
Right.
aquarium
I
that.
heard about that. Yeah, I heard about all that in the news. Yeah.
Yeah, and it started off with just the intro, which I didn't know if it was going to be the hook or something. I sent it to
Yeah.
Freestyle, recorded the intro in our engineer's house while he was like building a new studio at the time. So like, that was real raw, just kind of like in the moment figuring out how it's going to go and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, so this is a recent thing then, right? Is that what you're saying within the last year?
Yeah, I mean, we started this song. It's been in the works for like almost a year before it
Because
was
you
released.
were on the podcast almost a year ago, a year and a month ago, Blessy, when I did the On the Come Up series. So right after that is when you started getting ready for the drop or start the process.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been last summer, like last
Okay,
August when I
yeah,
really.
because you were on the podcast in June of last year.
Yeah, yeah,
So
before.
it probably was right after that.
I think it
Yeah.
was
That's
probably
awesome.
right after that.
So Freestyle, what was your first reaction? Like your literal first reaction when you got that message and the
So
audio
when I,
file?
so when I get the message, he sends me a message. He's like, I got an idea, listen to it. So I'm like, Blusty will tell you, I'm like a ravenous wolf, dude. You send me music, I want at it immediately. So I throw the headphones on and I start working. And as soon as I turn it on, I immediately loved the intro that he had already had to it. And there was it's funny is that there was a song that my cousin and I wrote when I was in junior high school about making a change, and it made me think of that. Right,
Hmm.
it gave me that kind of nostalgia, and as I started to really like let the music sink in, I was like, that's what the whole purpose of it all is. It's like we want to highlight these things that he's talking. We want to highlight these subjects, but it's all in the guise of making a change. You know what I mean? So that's I wrote the hook the first night, and a funny funny story about the verse. I was literally walking from my apartment to our engineer's house,
Right.
writing the verse on the way over. Like I'm literally like walking down the street with my head in my phone, typing, typing,
That's
typing.
awesome.
I I get there, I'm like sweating, and they're like, "Dude, you walked here?" I'm like, "Yeah, it gave me time to write." And they're like, all right, let's do it. And we laid down the first version of it, and then we refined it. We listened to it again. We tweaked this and that, and I'm just really proud of what we ended up coming out with.
Well,
You know what I mean?
y'all are from different like paths, right? How did y'all link up?
It was this.
Man, it was Subcat, wasn't it?
It was a competition that was held at at a bar next to our studio, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I was a filler space for the competitors, and then the judges deciding who wins. So I did a performance. I heard Freestyle perform, and I'm like, this dude clearly has won this competition. This is crazy. And then part of me was like, I've heard a lot of artists, songs and things like that. So I'm like, I hope when he raps, this is how he sounds in his songs too. And then I looked him up, and it was dope. And, met that night, too, and it was, man, it was like very chill at first. Didn't know what was gonna happen.
And you guys were both on this podcast before, so this makes
Yeah.
this made it pretty. I appreciate you guys coming to me too to help promote. Well, I'll
Absolutely,
post
man.
all this and I'll tag y'all in. And a couple weeks ago, right, is when you officially put it through Apple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
July.
on my birthday, July 6th.
Oh yeah,
It was
happy
the birthday
belated,
gift to me.
happy belated, man.
Appreciate it, man.
So Freestyle, like I was saying, you were Who We Kidding dropped. How's the reaction been to that? And you got anything else single wise coming up?
I definitely I have quite a bit in the works, man. I've been locked in the basement working, man. So Who We Kidding was awesome. I actually went to the restaurant here in Syracuse, Funk and Waffles. I went to their open mic a couple times, and I did it there. Got great reviews, great feedback from it. And
So you still
it's really one of
grinding,
my.
man. You're in that
I'm at it,
grind,
man.
bro.
I'm at it, man. Listen, that I can't tell you too much, but me and
No,
Blusty,
I
we
don't
got
want.
some more stuff. We got some
Yeah,
more stuff
nah.
coming out this way. I won't give you any like titles or anything, but we got a project that we're very excited about that we're looking forward to bring to the people. And he's got some stuff, but I have a couple of personal projects that I've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a good fistful of singles lined up. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of
Yeah.
freestyle for the rest of this year for
All
sure.
right. All right, I'm locked in. Blusty, how about you, man? Like, can you divulge anything, or are you gonna keep it all to the vest, of course?
Yeah, I mean, I just went through like a rebrand as an artist, so kind of moving away from like the pop scene, and I wanted to make music that was like real, that was raw, that was really me. So
Mm-hmm.
just kind of moving into that realm, and I've been writing a lot of R&B, a lot of hip hop, experimenting with like as much rap as my voice can muster. I'm not necessarily a rapper, but if I can.
Freestyle can take care of some of
Listen,
that on the lines,
he's soft credited, man. I'm telling you, wait till you hear it. I'm gonna have that man rapping with the best of us.
Yeah. It's all about just pace, right? Freestyle, pace, and flow.
You
That's
know
it.
what I mean? Honestly, it's really about just finding a way. At first, it's about knowing who you are as an artist and embracing it, and just letting the music flow. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
we sometimes we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot by trying to be too technical, or trying to force things to sound a certain way instead of just vibing with that good feeling and just letting it come out. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I really think that real, true artistry is undervalued right now. I feel like the things that are trendy, the things that become popular, that get the most radio play, it's shallow, it's superficial, it's not. There's no substance to it. They're not talking about anything
Mm-hmm.
important. It just sounds cool. And yeah, I want my music to sound great, of course, but I want you to be able to listen to my song and go, this sounds dope, and then listen to my words and go, wow, like that
This is,
resonates. Like
I
I
think
hear what he's saying.
this is gonna surprise some people, but you guys are you. What do you guys think about Justin Bieber's old stuff? I think he was one of the first ones to really catch on to that pop auto tune stuff, but then also have meaningful lyrics. Would you agree, or am I off base on the Biebs?
I would say that I think I like his music more as he matured. Like he did some music with like Chance the Rapper and some of the other stuff that he's done at like once like he got a little
Yeah, like
older, and
David
I like
Guetta.
the.
He did a song with
Yeah,
David Guetta, To You. I just listened to that. That was fire. I just
yeah,
listened to
yeah.
that.
And I
Brought it
definitely
back.
think there's a lot more texture, not a lot more depth to the music.
That he's doing,
And
yeah.
I respect it.
Blusty,
I think,
what's your thoughts on the current state?
man, I think just going off that Bieber question real quick though too. I think he was thrown into the industry so young. Like I know, so the guy who did my lighting when I did the Jason Derulo concert, he went on Bieber's like first world tour, and was paid to, you know, do his lighting, sound, stuff like that, but was also like just paid to be his friend. Like he had no
Yeah.
friends. Like there's this realness that comes from Bieber in the past, but there's like more like a true to himself. Like yeah, was he surrounded by all that stuff and like all the drugs and the drinking and all that crazy shit for sure. But like I do agree nowadays, like yeah. But I mean, if
He's like Timber. He reminds me of Timberlake too. They get their flowers kind of later. Like people don't remember. Like Timberlake was similar, doing this thing for a while, and then people would just joke on him because of the boy band thing. But like, I feel
yeah,
like the older these like people get, like some of these like artists from the early 2000s, you know what I mean? People kind of like, oh yeah, they did do their thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
I think a lot of it is just, you know, I feel like these people make when they started, they kind of had some controls around them that didn't really allow them to do all the things that they wanted to do, maybe, or
mhm,
also maybe they just didn't really know exactly who they were as artists to start. But you can definitely see the maturation and the progression in their music over time. And I think to what Blusty said, like you start to see like more the true artists come out in them, like who
mhm.
they really are as artists starts to come out over the course of their career. And that's the kind of music that I really like magnetize to. Like that's the sections of their career where I
Yeah.
highlight best for
mhm.
sure.
Yeah, so Blusty, you want to answer that question I asked you earlier?
Yes, absolutely, man. I think there's a lot of both, right? There's a lot of cookie cutter, especially in like the drill scene. No hate to drill artists, I love drill, but like it's easy to take a flow and like make something catchy and I think go with it. And that's part of what I think I was doing as an artist in the past, and like not making it, you know, perfectly mine, but making it perfectly what people want to hear. And I think if you look at like the charts, all the top songs blew up on TikTok. So that makes it a little harder because TikTok is such like short form video that people need something short and catchy to catch people's attention. So nowadays when you're making something real, like when you're making something true that's like true artistry, you kind of have to be doing more to
Hmm.
promote it. Like you can't just be making a short video. You have to like really make sure people in person at shows are connecting to your music so that you can like
Hmm.
get that connection. Because when you go to a concert, you really have that emotional connection to a song that you just heard performed live.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of both in there, and I think it's leaning towards bad. I think it's just easier to do, you know?
It's like a yo-yo for old people like me that remember when the yo-yo craze. It's like back and forth. Um, Blusty, speaking of promotional, have you been promoting the song Change? What have you guys been doing that?
Yeah, I mean,
Besides coming on here, of course.
we've been working on it. We've been trying to like actually brand things properly and get promotion done as an artist. I think it's hard when you finally feel like you're like, oh man, I got the music down, and then you're like, oh shit, I gotta learn marketing now. But I work marketing professionally as my job, so I think
Oh
like
yeah?
putting the media plan and like finally having some time to go through and make some videos we've been talking about, just some behind the scenes stuff, you know, and some more stuff that'll be released. But I haven't promoted it enough. I know that for sure, but there's a lot to come.
Well, I'll bump it for you here.
Oh,
Freestyle. What's your thoughts on promoting, man?
Honestly, that's the hardest part of all this, man. It may seem like making the music is the hard part, but really the hard part is once you made the music, getting people to listen to it and getting people to just know that it exists.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a matter of I think that the early struggles with the marketing and promotion, it's just kind of ingrained this mindset of like just be relentless and just keep plugging away
Yeah,
at
it's
it. Like
like
Rusty said, you know, just keep making videos, keep trying to promote,
mhm.
keep pushing it.
I remember being at a club back in the day, quick story, and this buddy handed me a disc. I'm like, we're like in the middle of a club and like we both were like seeing the same chick or whatever. And I'm like, dude. And he was like he handed me a disc and I'm like, what the fuck's this? He's like, oh, it's my single, pass it around. And I'm like, so back then that's what people would do. They would take stacks of what they call or CDs, people, and they would they would get blank discs. They were a thing, and they would pass them out to random people. I feel like that's some of the, you know, as block and monotonous and as annoying and as, you know, now society's, you know, fast food, that sort of concept I think is missing. This build the organic base for people. Would you agree, or am I off kind of
No,
base?
I agree, and I think
Agree.
it's just because of the change and like how things work with social media, especially like the way things get traction nowadays is because you promote it on social media and say it's cool there. Like people, it's it's just a different world when you're promoting something
Yeah.
organic person. It doesn't have the same like chance to have this volatile blow up and like become big. So people don't often put time into that anymore because they don't see a point when they can just use social media and like overnight have a video that has 1 million views.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
So kind of piggyback on that, I think that that mindset is still relevant in terms of trying to organically build a legitimate fan base, but it's like the vehicle's changed. You know what I mean? Like it's more complicated now. It's not as simple as just pressing up a bunch of CDs and handing them out. It's like you have to not only be able to put it on social media, but then there's a strategy to how and when and what you associate with your songs and what kind of images and how long are your videos. There's just a lot more nuance to it to get that same kind of viral buildup. But there's no quit in this team, so you know what I mean.
I
Like
hear you, man.
we're gonna make it happen one way or another.
Podcast.
I'll put it. I'll just start stabbing. I'll get a
Hey, the
boombox like back in
podcast.
the day and start walking around playing it.
Hey, the podcast game is struggle is real. So I'm with you guys on that. It's crazy, but I like podcasting. It's kind of like chill, you know what I mean? I'm putting all my interviews on YouTube and that's helped a little bit, you know, but it's pretty chill. Yeah, and I think you guys are right. I think that the medium has changed and obviously, but I mean the mechanic is what I mean is still the same. It's just how you do it. And I think what the hardest part in my opinion is that people just so quick to judge now. Like
Yeah,
when you had that CD, you could I sound like an old man, but you could put it in a player and you could like listen, you know what I mean? Like repeat, repeat, repeat without having to go online and get distracted from other people. I feel like people's attention spans now are just like, oh, well, I don't like that like first 10 seconds. Let me go to a song that I do like right away.
yeah, that's real. That's real. It's like if you don't get people's attention in the first 5-10 seconds, they're not gonna listen to the rest of it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Lusty, what's your
that's a
thoughts
real
on that,
challenge.
man? On like intros and getting people's attentions?
I think like it's so hard, especially with a song like Change, where you got the intro where I'm singing and you got the verses where he's rapping and then the hooks where we're both on it. It's like, which part do you post online? Like, do
Yeah.
I
I mean,
post verse where like it's just him rapping and then like I tag us both, but then people are like, well, who's the second guy? Or do I post, the intro and then there's no rap in it and then people don't even know it's like a hip hop song, you know? So it's just like such short form content now is it's definitely hard to get people's attention spans going.
well, it's a good
Yeah.
spot. There's a good part where both of you guys are singing, right?
On
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chorus,
So just
both of
put
us are performing the chorus.
yeah. So just put that out. Is that what you've been doing?
I've been kind of switching it up. Like I made some posts with the chorus. I made some posts like I'll pick a specific part of a verse and post with that, or like I kind of try to mix it up.
Yeah. All right. So Blusty, what do you got in the next year or so? Do you got more songs? Just bam, bam, bam in the next year?
I mean, and hopefully, I think that's ideally what I'm shooting for. I've been working on a bunch of things. One product or project I've been working on specifically is like I have an R&B album. I have more of like a hip hop kind of stuff that I've been working on for my solo projects. Um, we have, the project Freestyle and I've been working on together. That's been the majority of my time because I've been producing like a lot of the beats on it and
Yeah,
everything.
you're also a good, very talented producer. I will
Thank
give you
you.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it. I'm also something I'm really excited that I've been getting into is live streaming. So when
Mhm.
I've been in music, writing songs and things, I've been streaming and I've been getting honestly like amazing support from the Twitch community, people coming in and chat, like being active, talking, and just like sharing music around. It's honestly a
All right,
community.
Blusty. For old people like me, pitch me on Twitch. Like,
Yeah,
what's the like best thing about it?
the best thing is the chat. So it's live video, right? So I go on, I'm making a beat, someone comes in chat, yo man, what's that plugin you're using? And then you get a conversation going. So you talk, they type in chat, and you just talk to them while you're making the beat. So there's like a lot of different ways to keep people entertained. So it's not like losing attention's too easy, but Twitch has a good algorithm. So like it shows your video to a lot of people, you know, especially if you do it consistently.
Phreestyle, do you use Twitch?
I haven't yet, but I intend to do the same, something similar to what he's doing. I'm just like, I'm kind of still working out exactly how I'm going to engage it, because I'm not going to be on like live stream making beats. For me, it's going to be much more of a like going through, sharing different, maybe some verses, or sharing some unreleased stuff, or just kind of maybe inviting people into kind of the creation process, which, you know, so I'm kind of just working on a couple different angles to take with that. But I definitely am also going to be doing some live streaming. I have at least 3 singles, not including the things that me and Blusty are working on, that I am adamant about getting out this year, like in the next couple of months. I'm just working on, I got 2 I'm just working on some album art for, a couple more that I just need to finish the mixing and mastering process on.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm going to be running to the finish line of this year.
The lifestyle's on the go. I got you.
Yeah, 100%.
Social media, Blusty, where can people find you?
I mean, it's Blusty, B as in boy, you know. I try and like yell this at parties sometimes when people are like, where's it? Man, did I say Lester? No, but Spotify, Apple Music.
There's so many puns from your stage name.
Oh,
you know?
Dude, the search algorithm is brutal, because I got a song out called Tease, right? We talked about that last podcast, but my name is Blusty.
Yeah.
That's the real word, so it autocorrects to Busty, so you get Busty Tease when you search it.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Phreestyle, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram, man, at the real Phreestyle, And listen, that's where I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be posting snippets of some unreleased music. I'm going to be sharing some poetry, some spoken word that I've been working on. I got a lot lined up, so tune in.
Phreestyle, appreciate this. Your 3rd time, Blusty. Thanks for coming back on again, guys. Doors open whenever. Just hit me up. All right.
Absolutely, man. Thank you
Absolutely,
so much.
All right, man. Congrats on the song and all the success. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
100%, man. You too.
See you guys.
Peace.
See you.